Hey everybody, and welcome to the Delta Shootaround preview. Joey Ramirez here with assistant coach Mark Madsen to break down tonight's game against the Sacramento Kings. Mark, big win for the Lakers in your last time out here at Staples Center. Came out, dropped 132 points against the Atlanta Hawks, and a lot of that, 42 in fact, came in on the fast break, which is a franchise record since we started tracking that stat. What allowed you guys to beat them so badly in transition?
Well, to me, the thing that stood out was just the defensive intensity, the defensive rotations, and the defensive stops. When you're playing that well, in terms of stopping your opponent, you're getting defensive rebounds, you're getting turnovers, and then you can convert it. You put it into Lonzo's hands, you put it into Brandon's hands. We've got guys like KCP, guys like Julius streaking down the court. We're going to get a lot of easy buckets, and that's what happened against Atlanta. And give the credit to the guys.
You brought up Brandon. He played one of his most efficient games yet, 20 points. He only missed one shot on the entire night. And he also had 7 assists. I want to kind of focus on those assists because he's really elevated his game as a playmaker this year. And he was doing a little bit in transition too. What have you seen from Brandon on that side?
Brandon Ingram is a very unselfish player. He can see over the defense. He has the ability to bring the ball up the court against anyone, 1 through 5. Nobody can take the ball from Brandon. And then just in terms of his unselfishness, his vision, wanting to make everyone around him better. I think Brandon this year is really finding the balance between scoring, passing, playmaking. It's hard. That's a hard balance to find. But he's doing a really nice job of finding the sweet spot in that.
Like you said earlier, defense was a bright spot for you in that last game after some defensive struggles over the previous 2 weeks. When it comes to defense, which of these guys or which group of these guys really sets the tone for this team?
Well, I think it depends on the night. But really, our defensive intensity has been the calling card all year, and we hit a little tough spell. We had some injuries, we had some different rotations, but outside of that, 2 or 3 weeks, our defense has been phenomenal this season. And I think again, it showed against Atlanta, and I think it'll continue to show this season.
Right, you guys have been a top 10 defensive team for most of this season. Some injuries hit, you took a little bit of a dip in those standings, but for the most part, it's been pretty good, with one of the exceptions being against the Kings, against Willie CauleyStein, who had a pretty big game against you guys up in Sacramento. What do you guys have to do to limit him in this game?
Willie CauleyStein is a talent. He's about 7'2". He runs like a 2-man or a 3-man. And then Willie's able to cut to the basket, he's able to roll to the basket, and he's able to finish at the basket. He did that effectively when we played them the first time in Sacramento. Look, we're going to do everything we can to slow him down. We're going to do everything we can to give the Sacramento Kings different looks.
Now, back when you were a player, you guys had to go through the Kings every time to get to the championship. Do you feel like you kind of, the Mad Dog owns the Kings at this point?
I think there's just a lot of respect for the Kings as an organization. Obviously, look, back in the day, there was an incredible rivalry. You had Shaq going at Vlade, you had Chris Webber going at Robert Horry, and
Mark Madsen taking 5 guys on at the same time.
it was a great series. It was a great playoff series, and obviously we have a great deal of respect for this franchise.
All right, that's Mark Madsen. I'm Joey Ramirez. We got Lakers and Kings tonight at 7:30 at Staples Center. We'll see you there.